My name is Warren Othello Edwards, and this is another session episode of Issue Impact Solutions. And we're doing a whole series on people who have lost their jobs in the federal space without any control of their own. It's just hundreds of thousands of them. And we see this as a crisis situation here in the Maryland area. And we're here to put out the fires. And I'm here to put together a dream team of people who can assist our folks in getting on a better track and moving towards a brighter future. Those who've held on to dreams for years and they decided to just work for the federal government and put everything they had into that effort, and then just to have it abruptly interrupted and then not have any foresight as to how to move forward. And that's why today I have an expert. She's a licensed clinical professional counselor, and her name is Ekundayo Sogbesan. And I wanted her to be able to tell us exactly how she can fit into this process, how her expertise can help our people get back on their feet and march forward. And I am so honored that you came so highly recommended. So without further delay, I want Dio, you to have an opportunity to introduce yourself and tell everybody about your experience, your years of experience, and how you can assist these folks in setting up a brighter, better day.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Mhm.
Again, my name is Ekundayo Sogbesan, and I am a licensed clinical professional counselor. I'm licensed in Maryland and DC. I have over 6 years of experience in the mental health field. But as a counselor, yes, 6 years. But in the mental health field, I would say about 10 years. Experience with working with families, working with just individuals, people who have experienced significant loss in their past, right, or trauma. Because I would say this is a form of trauma, a traumatic experience for people, and of course, it impacts everyone differently, and it shows up differently. And grief is a part of the situation, right? It's showing up as people are not able to do the things that they have wanted to do. People are not able to continue with their life the way that they had planned. So my experience, as a licensed professional counselor, I'm able to help people who are struggling with depression, right? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people who are impacted by this uh, situation may or have been experiencing depression or anxiety, right? About certain things happening in the future, right? Based on the situation. So I bring my experience in to help them navigate through that, right? Navigate through what they're experiencing with their family members, with creating a form of structure for them to get out of the situation, helping them see that there's light at the end of the tunnel, right? Helping them to create a different life for themselves, right? Even if the life that they had imagined before is no longer here and is no longer accessible, there's still another opportunity. We just have to help them see that there's another opportunity. Or sometimes it's something that they have to create on their own, right? And my job here is to help them navigate through that.
That's awesome. What led you to get involved in this in your profession? What was the spark? What was the motivation? What caused you to choose this path?
I would say, in short version would be we all need help, right? And there's some people who are not able to see that for themselves. And I like being the voice, right, of reason. I like being that person that's able to speak up for other people when they don't have the voice, when they don't have the confidence to do so for themselves. Right. And I do believe that each one teach one. So we are able to help each other. Now, I have some skills that I'm able to use and help somebody else, vice versa. There's certain things that I do not know that someone else can help me with that. So I believe in coming together and helping one another. Right. So I started off working in the school system, working as a case manager, working with the family that are less fortunate. So I have that experience working in that field, in that area, providing resources that individuals need, right? Whether it's for their family, whether it's for, financial needs, whether it is education, right? Trying to figure out a career path, right? So I have that experience as well. And I was able to bring it into this field of mental health, right? Just like, understanding the hierarchy of needs. When someone comes in and they say that I'm experiencing depression, now we need to understand what's happening at the background, what's happening at the beginning, right? The foundation. So, what's going on with your housing? What's going on with the friendship that you're developing? What's going on with how are you eating, right? Do you have the ability to get the resources that you need to go pretty much live day to day, right? And all of these things could be the reason why you're depressed, right? It doesn't have to be, oh, we need to go into your childhood, because sometimes we do, but what are the things that you're missing day to day, right? And we can use that to help that person really get to where they need to be, right? So yeah, that's how I got here. Yeah.
Well, that's good. It's a lot of times we go see people who are professionals, but we never know what their motivation was to get involved in that profession. What was the trigger? What was the key moment that said, "Hey, this is something I can do to really help people, and also live out a profession that helps me to really enjoy what I'm doing in the process, and to find meaning and purpose in it."
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's all about, and for me, it's all about purpose, of course. And when this situation hit, I was like, oh my gosh, I got to do something. I don't know what to do, but I got to amass professionals like yourself who can help me to help others in my community, because I see the impact. Foreclosures. We have people who can't send their kids to college. They don't have the money. And they feel like the whole world is closing in on them economically, if nothing else, because there's just so much pressure. So I wanted to make certain, and I'm pretty sure that you are one of those professionals who can help them to uh, ease the pressure off of their backs, so they can look forward to a brighter time and a better day.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely. And I was also, going to add that, my own personal experience, right, being a child of an immigrant, right, understanding that the world isn't always, or where you live, your environment isn't always for you sometimes. So it is important for me as an adult now to want to give back to people that look like me, people that may have been pushed against the wall, right? Because I would say, I would consider this situation, people losing their job, they were forced to, right? This is not something that they had imagined that would ever happen, right? So people that look like me, black and brown, women and men, have been experiencing loss for such a long time. This is not new, right? But wasn't something that they expect. So I would say, from my own experience as well, growing up in this country, I want to give back to my people. I want to give back to everyone who it's people that I can reach, right? That I can help them. And I understand and I can relate in some ways. And I think that people want people that can relate to them. And that's important.
it's so great to know that we have such a great person like yourself on our team who can assist these ladies, primarily ladies and some men.
Right.
If we have an onslaught of people who are in need of your services, do you have additional counselors who can assist us in this process?
Yes. So we're Renewin-Minds Counseling and Coaching, which is my private practice. We're in a process of hiring more clinicians that will be able to assist um, anyone, pretty much. Yes.
Okay. And in regards to how do we fund this? I mean, a lot of these folks don't have any money. So you take Medicare, Medicaid. What can we do to make certain that we get these folks taken care of?
Yeah, so we do accept insurance, Medicaid, Medicare. So if they're, or if they have their own private insurance, we also accept majority of those insurance. United Healthcare, Cigna, Care First, Aetna, like I said, Medicaid and Medicare.
Gotcha. Now, are you considering putting together a special format for this for these folks because basically they've all experienced similar, if not the same thing, and this might be kind of this is a real heavy lift, more or
Right.
less. So you're putting more mental resources into how we can help these folks, and what would they be?
Right, definitely, because they, from our perspective, and them meeting with us, it would be pretty much navigating and trying to figure things out and how they're thinking, how to reframe their mind to get them motivated, right? Normalizing the loss as well, because a lot of times people feel like they're alone, right?
Mm.
Feel like it's just only happening to me. What am I going to do about it? Right. So we do want to normalize that this has happened to a group of people. And sometimes a group session may help, right? Help them understand that they're not alone in this walk, right? That there are other people, not just because they're experiencing the same thing, but they can uplift one another, right? So I think it's important for them to be in an environment where they don't feel like they're alone.
That was the best answer that I was looking for. The
Yeah.
group sessions and,
Yes.
and, and being able to directly respond to the needs of each individual in the group, in front of the group,
Right.
and
Right.
have the group pretty much um, affirm the fact that this will work for me too.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. So you'll be able to do that over Zoom, but as well as in person, or how does that look?
So far everything would be Zoom, so it'll be virtual. So that way they're also comfortable, right? Maybe they can have to do this over their phone, their computer, the comfort of their home. So it will be virtual. So we can conduct the group sessions in the virtual meetings, or individual session, because I do believe that the individual sessions can also will be helpful, right? Because yes, people have lost their job and they feel hopeless, but if we can help them as an individual to really dig down into their own personal belief, right? We all have strength, but sometimes we're not able to see that, right? So if we're able to dig through and help them see the strength that they have, that will increase motivation, right? And sometimes in order to do that, we may have to dig through their life experience, right? Their upbringing, right? So that we can help them see or shape and pretty much shift their belief system from that negative, the automatic negative, to positive, right? So a lot can be done in group session, but a lot more can be done individually.
Well, I love the combination of doing both.
For sure. Yeah,
Yeah, do the individual first, then the group, and then come back to the individual.
for sure. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
That was really helpful. Yeah.
exactly. And alongside that, we're going to have successful entrepreneurs, mostly ladies in the area, who
Okay.
will assure them that, hey, I've been through something similar to you, and I've been holding a dream for years, and I decided that once it happened to me, I was going to pursue my dream, and
Right.
now I'm not looking back.
Right.
Our whole emphasis, our whole vision is that folks uh, really kick off a new beginning for the
Right.
rest of their lives, where they
Right.
don't look back, and they realize that the higher being wanted them to always do this.
For sure.
In my intro video, I mentioned how my dad, well, he was okay working for the federal government, but he wasn't living his dream, his purpose.
Right.
And then when he, quit his job without telling my mom, and came home and it was World War III because he just told her after he quit. The family circled the wagons around him, helped him to get his tailoring shop up and going because he went to school for tailoring, and all he wanted to do since high school was to be a tailor.
Mm.
So a
Right.
lot of these folks have hidden dreams or dreams they have locked in a safe in the back of their minds.
Right.
But they took the great federal government job because their parents did the same. And they say, if
Right.
you have a federal government job, you've got something good. You can raise
Right.
your family off of this. And as long as you do a great job, you've got a job.
Right.
Well, we
Right.
found out the hard way, all of us did, because it impacts everybody in our community.
Yes.
Schools, churches, everything in terms of 300,000 or more having lost their jobs. So
Right.
we've got a Herculean task, and I'm glad to have you on our team to really help these folks, the players on our team, to have the right mindset and to travel a better path. a
Right.
dream path, more or less. So
Right.
I'm
Right.
very much convinced that you are one of the right players on our team. You're on the
Yes.
first string, as they say, and we're going to
Front.
work together. Mhm.
Say front line. Yes.
Front line, that's right. So
Yeah.
we're gonna put our heads together. We have a dream team of successful entrepreneurs who weren't always successful, who struggled initially and all that. And we
Yeah.
want to have all of our people come together to figure out how we can help our people even more and make the future brighter, stronger, and more reinforced. And also, when they go entrepreneur, we're looking for them to go global, not
Right.
depend upon the local, the neighborhood, and not depend upon the county, not depend upon the state, and certainly not depend solely on the federal government, but to go global with
Yeah.
their aspirations and be world renowned for what they do because they're working their gifts, their true gifts, instead of just a basic job that allows them to pay for their bills.
Right.
So
Right.
I think you're on the right. I think I have the right person. We have the right person on our team. You never did mention where you're originally from.
Oh, I'm Nigerian. Yes.
Okay. Are you
Yeah.
Igbo or Yoruba?
I'm Yoruba.
Okay. Well, they're both related, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Most of the folks who came to this country um, eh, on ships, they were Igbo. It's kind of like the target market, but a lot of them are Yoruba. So a lot of us have that mix. So it's
Yes.
good to have family work with family to get everybody on track. And and
Definitely.
and and glad to have a family member working with us to make sure that everything moves in the right direction. And if anybody gets out of alignment and go off the rail, we can send them to you and get them back on the right road.
Definitely. And I also wanted to piggyback of what you said about, um, maybe becoming an entrepreneur, right? With the folks that have lost their jobs. I do believe that life has a way of, getting us right back on the track, right? So some people, they have talents that they have yet to even tap into, right? They have talent that they've buried, right? So in this situation, it doesn't always have to be the end, right? It's not the end. Now we can pivot, right? So one of the things that I also help clients do recognize in therapy is understanding their worth. What does that look like? What do you want to do? What brings you value? What is your sense of purpose? Understanding that without the limit that society puts on us, right? Without the limits that the economy puts on us, right? What can you do even when if you are afraid of it? Let's identify it. Let's bring it up to the surface and stop burying it, right? So and I love to help people really find their purpose. Your purpose doesn't have to be your 9 to 5. You can create your own, right? But life has a purpose of getting us right back on track. So this doesn't have to be the end. It's just a new beginning.
Yes, a brighter beginning. And it's a brighter beginning with you and everybody on our team. Thank you so much, Dio. I have really enjoyed our conversation. And like I said, we have a dream team and you're part of it. We're all going to be working hard and steady. And we're going
Yes.
to be meeting people out in spaces, even in libraries where we can get rooms. I'll be training people on networking skills and all that kind of good stuff. And I'm going to have you there in the room. So we're here. We're the cheerleaders of these folks. And we need to make
Yes.
certain that when we cheer, we do it honestly and we let people know that, hey, honestly, we believe that you can do better. We're going to build back better together. Thank you
Right.
once again for taking the time. I know you're a busy lady. You have a lot on your agenda, but I think that it's good that you've accepted this challenge and we're in this challenge together. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Daya.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.